And this is how you travel.
Siargao!
And a big thank you to Norton 360 for sponsoring a portion of this video. So I've been to Siargao 3 times now. I keep coming back because it is my favorite island in one of my favorite travel destinations, the Philippines. And with that, it's got so many signs of what's going to become a major travel destination in Asia. Siargao is one of those places that's got the early signs of like a Canggu or Bali before it was developed. There's a lot of excitement and energy here. So today I've put together the best of Siargao, and odds are pretty good after watching this video you're gonna end up coming here for yourself. So what I've done is I've kind of broken it down into a rough 5-day itinerary, and I threw in a few key pieces of information that I think will be really beneficial for your upcoming trip. It's inevitable. So for day 1, why don't we start off at the Maen Bridge. It used to be like an Instagram little hidden gem. The word's gotten out. Not anymore. But it's still pretty quiet relative to everything. It's not so bad, but it's such a cool spot. You have a rope swing here. You got this little raft where you can get some photos, but you gotta pay to do any of these things. It's like between 20 and 50 pesos, and you can pay like a few hundred pesos to take a boat around the river. So one of the best things about Siargao is actually the island itself. It's so beautiful. There's countless palm trees, endless places that are yet to be discovered. It's one of those places you can just rent a scooter. Hey, what's up? And get lost. That is insane. We just saw a lizard cross the water like Jesus. It was like running on water. I've never seen any animal do that.
I'm so sad we weren't filming.
I know.
It was amazing.
A massive thank you to Norton 360 for sponsoring this portion of this video. Today, I hate to break it to you, cyber threats are continually evolving, and antivirus is just simply not enough to keep your data safe, to keep everything on your computer to yourself. The same way Kathy was snooping on my data, that could be happening to you right now. So to understand what Norton 360 can do for you, I've made some beautiful visual cues, so follow with me. Ow, ow, I have a thorn in my hand. First of all, Norton 360 helps secure your devices. Fantastic, that's why I drew a lock. Secondly, it gives you a VPN for online privacy, and you also get dark web monitoring powered by LifeLock. As a traveler, we're continuously exposed to having our data taken, and that is where Norton 360 comes into all of this. Now, by using all of the multiple layers of protection on Norton 360, essentially your life is gonna look more like this, which is really cool because this guy's having a good time. Use the promo code 𝗧𝗨𝗥𝗕𝗦 or check the link down below to save up to 60%. That's a great deal. Checkmate. But it's important to establish nobody can stop all cyber threats. And that right there is the end of the sponsored portion, so let's get back into showing you how to travel Siargao. About 45 minutes later, we have arrived here at Pacifico, and damn, if you were a surfer, this would be the day. This is the nicest picnic I think I've ever had. Right now we are here on Pacifico Beach, which is kind of like the northeast side of Siargao. It's another really beautiful surfing haven, a great place for beginners to come, and most of all, it's a beautiful beach that nobody else is on. As far as you can see, white sand, blue water, little cute doggies, and the best thing about it right now is that 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗦 has set us up this insane picnic. Not everyone's gonna have this experience, but you can have your own picnic. Pack your own stuff, go to a local little shopping center, and bring some supplies to the beach. This is a worthy day trip right here. So we're now headed back to the resort, but there's actually one amazing spot that's currently closed today, but should be open by the time you come in about a month's time. And that is the 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗧𝗏 rock pools. You have to make sure you get the right tide because it'll look completely different during different times. But this is where I was able to visit last time I came, and it's really beautiful. It gets pretty busy, so as usual, get there early. Back to the vehicle we go. Welcome back to Barefoot Living. So as for accommodations, you have several choices. You can go as cheap as 10 to 15 US a night in a surf style hostel. You can have a guest house, you know, between 25 to 40, depending on your location and the style. And as far as the upward boundary, well, I don't know if there really is one. You can kind of spend a lot of money here, especially if you get into the ultra luxury properties like 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏, but you get what you pay for. And if this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, maybe a honeymoon, I think it's worth it. So without a doubt, the best thing to do in Siargao is to get out on the island. And this right here is our ride for today. All aboard.
We're gonna go island hopping.
So without a doubt, the best thing to do in Siargao for a day trip is to go around these beautiful islands. And we have just arrived here at Naked Island.
His favorite island.
So 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏 has set us up with a boat, but it doesn't have to be so expensive. You can actually get yourself a 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗢𝗏, one of the local boats here, split it with a group of people, could even be strangers, and you can end up doing it for a reasonable price. And the cost will be about this much for a group. Max, you know why they call it Naked Island, right?
Why? I just realized I put my swimsuit.
Where am I? Oh, it's been a week. It's time to find food. Oh, but I have no energy left. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Oh, thank goodness, food. Cheese and crackers, my favorite. But there's no wine. The wine is empty. So here we are just sitting on the beach when absolute comedy gold just lands right in my lap. With perfect delivery and execution. I had everyone just breaking down in laughter a second ago. It's probably not gonna be as funny as the first time, but it's gonna be a classic. All right, so what do you say when your man steals your fruit? It's time to let that man go.
If you're wondering how he's not single right now, it's just pure luck.
Max gave a good chuckle. I laughed. We're right now on 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗏𝗏𝗏, which is like the bigger of the islands near General Luna. This is normally the place people come for like a lunch stop, but for us we're doing a sunset and wine and cheese stop. No complaints, I like this. We've got the entire island to ourselves. I'd highly recommend hiring your own 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗏𝗏𝗏, like those private little local boats, because if you come here later in the evening, yeah, there's nobody else around. One more island just a little further down, we're not gonna go there today, is 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Island. It's absolutely beautiful. It's for me the most like photogenic island I think I've ever seen. Knock it off. Philip, we've talked about this. Stay back. That sunset was literally the most unexpected one I think I've ever had.
Everything turned pink. It was so beautiful.
Out of nowhere. It was like gray to just on fire.
In fact, Christian said let's leave because it looks like it's gonna rain, but then boom, everything was so beautiful.
Thank you, Siargao. I love you. Siargao is unbelievable, but if we're willing to go a little further off the coastline and pay a little bit of money to do so, you must check out Sohoten. Sohoten is this epic set of islands where at least a year ago, very few people were going. From my memory, it's about 3 to 4 hours by a little 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗏𝗏𝗏. It's about 3,000 to 4,000 pesos depending on the island package that you choose. That's not that cheap, but if you get a bigger group, you can of course split that cost. There's also going to be some admission expenses for some of the parks, but if you have a look here at some of the incredible shots I was able to get, you'll see for yourself why it might just be worth it for you to spend that money. We ended up staying at this hotel right here, and granted, the view is absolutely spectacular. It was actually a rather simple accommodation. Given how basic it was on the inside, I would say the price was pretty darn expensive, but you also get to wake up to that view right there, and for me, that made it all worth it. Welcome to General Luna. This is the most built up side of Siargao. It's where you've got your hostels, coffee shops, surf camps, hotels, and just about anything else you're looking for. General Luna is without a doubt a baby Bali. It looks like Canggu before Canggu popped off. It looks like Tulum before Tulum became snobby. This is such a cool and inviting place. And right now you'll see construction throughout General Luna, and things will not look the same in a month or in a year from now. This is quickly becoming one of the most go-to places in all of the Philippines for travelers, especially those who like to surf. And for better or for worse, you're actually starting to get franchises on the island, things that kind kind of look a lot like a Starbucks. Now, before Siargao was a up-and-coming destination, it was a surf spot. It was a total secret among surfers, an incredible break where people could just catch some absolutely gnarly waves. As you can tell, I'm not a surfer. Today it has the foundation of surf culture mixed in with, you know, yoga retreats. It's got the incredible beachside access that anybody can enjoy even if they're not surfing. So it's become so much more than just a surf spot. And once again, it's hard not to draw parallels with the early stages of Bali. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Since you're here anyways, let's talk about the nightlife. Siargao is quickly becoming a nightlife capital of the Philippines. I've been told, not from my experience, but I've been told just about every night of the week there is something going on, whether it be Bravo Beach Club or whether it be going to the rum bar for a late night drink. There's basically something going on every night. Our first stop here is a restaurant in General Luna that I wanted to show you guys because I've only heard good things about it, and that is Miguel's Taqueria. Hello! 130 pesos for 2 tacos. It's pretty good. I'm into it. Next stop on the list is we're doing a little bit of a crepe stop. We're gonna get a savory and a sweet crepe, all for the tune of 200 pesos per crepe. They have sun-dried tomatoes in it, which I really love, so I give it an 8. So as we're taste testing our way through Siargao, today is Max's 20th birthday. Happy birthday, Max.
Thank you very much.
And he's on to his second Nutella and peanut butter crepe today. It's a good day.
20 crepes for your 20th birthday. That's the expression.
That's what they say. There was no food left. We're at Cook's Cafe, and apparently you have to come early, otherwise everything sells out. That's a good thing. It's because everything's made fresh. It's also one of the spots where you can actually bring your laptop, plug in, and do a bit of work here. So it's kind of like a unofficial co-work space with good food and healthy drinks. Thank you. If you just leave the main road, you're brought onto some beach access resorts, hotels, and restaurants. And right now we're here at Bravo, and we're gonna try out the Bravo restaurant. We've heard good things, and we've eaten way too much, so we're not gonna get food, but the cheesecake sounded awesome, so confirmed, it's awesome. Trying something random on the menu and finding one of my favorite cheesecakes. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I will coconut cover it though. There's basically 4 main ways to get around Siargao, and it's a pretty big island, so you're not gonna be doing a lot of walking. Rent a scooter, that's my #1 way if you're comfortable to do it. To rent a scooter is gonna cost around 350 pesos per day, sometimes upwards of 500, but try to find the cheaper end. Another awesome way to get around is this right here, the handy dandy tricycle drivers, and it's not too expensive. To get around Siargao within General Luna is gonna cost you about 50 each per person. Another way to get around is going to be you can rent a car and drive yourself around. You could probably negotiate that price. And the 4th and final way to get around, I just spat everywhere, is right there. None other than your tourist van. Basically getting around with a driver so you don't have to worry about getting yourself. Look at the smiling face right here.
Okay.
That's the one. Now, as you guys know, Siargao is my #1 island in the Philippines, but there is a huge downside to this beautiful paradise, and that is going to be that you're almost entirely disconnected from internet on most parts of the island, and even the best pockets of internet on the island are still extremely slow. I'm talking just barely being able to post a photo on Instagram, barely being able to get your stories up. You're gonna have to wait a good 30 seconds to 60 seconds just to get some basic stuff uploaded. And if you're like me and you're trying to upload gigabytes and sometimes even tens or hundreds of gigabytes, not a chance. It's not gonna happen here in Siargao. The internet is just probably some of the worst in the Philippines, at least for a developed island. Day 5, one of my favorite days, we're gonna be doing a half-day or even full-day trip to the 𝗧𝗏𝗏 Lagoon. Now, to get there is a little bit tricky. You can either take your scooter or transport truck to Del Carmen, and then from there you can get a boat, a private banca for 1,600, and that will take you to the magical 𝗧𝗏𝗏 Lagoon. Once in 𝗧𝗏𝗏, we basically just hung out the whole day, swimming around, taking out the kayaks, jumping off the high dive, and it was actually a really social atmosphere, so it was awesome for meeting people. It's time to say goodbye. It's been the most incredible stay once again here at 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗢. Come with me. We've got to go back to the airport. Our shoes are back on. A very sad sign that our time here at Fantasy Island is over. That right there is how to travel Siargao. And if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a big thumbs up button. It makes a huge difference to these videos. And hit the subscribe if you want to see our faces a little bit more. All right, let's get lost again in the next one.